into my practice in person. I have a table here at my house, so I'll be bringing people in. What else? Oh, before I go on, I just want to talk about a little bit what this energy that has been going on before we go into this week. This is what I've personally been feeling for myself, and I have been really, really drawn into my own personal energy rather than the collective last week, because I took a lot of time to just do me. And I'm going to do the same thing this week, and then I'll be taking clients again next week. And the academy sold out. Actually, it oversold, and it just worked out where the last 3 people all bought it at the same time. So I was just like, it's fine. Spirit obviously wants me to have 12 instead of 10, even though I said I was only going to have 10, and Spirit was like, no, bitch, you're going to have 12. So I have 12 students for the academy, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm going to start fine-tuning everything for that. Okay, so energy-wise, this has been a time where I'm feeling, and if this aligns with you, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because, again, like I said, I have been really reading my own energy more lately than the collective. Really independent, wanting to do things on your own and really take care of yourself without having to give attention to others, which is not always the easiest thing to do when you have a family or you have other work to do, right? What else I have been feeling is a lot of questioning things, and obviously we're in Mercury retrograde, and we're going into this full moon and spring equinox, so a lot of new things are happening. So a lot of questioning things that you have been doing for a long time and reconnecting to whether they are for you or whether they aren't. Even things that you thought that you really loved, you may not feel really aligned with at this time, and that is okay. Don't force yourself to do it. And I'm going to give you one example. I have no desire to do the rising reading last week, and I might not continue it this week. I'm just going with the flow. And so things that you really love, you need to ask yourself, is this for you? Is it meant for your purpose, or are you just trying to force something? So really give yourself that time and attention to see if the things that you're doing with your time and the things that you're doing with your energy, if it's really for you or if it's for somebody else. And so you need to align with who you are at this time and what is for you, and stop trying to force things just because you want to force them. What you need and what is for you at this time will help you get where you want to be, but you have to let go of the things that you're trying to force in your life right now. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then 4 cards for the full moon, 2 cards for spring equinox, and I'm going to lay them all out now, and we're just going to go through them, okay? So I call on my divine team to assist me. I command my ego to move out of the way, to allow me to bring clarity and words of inspiration and motivation to those who are joining me today, asking God to bring through a message for each day this week, starting with, here we go, I forgot the date. The fuck is the date today? March 18th, March 19th, March 20th, March 21st, March 22nd, March 23rd. What is Sunday, guys? March 24th of 2019. Bring a message for us for each day on how we can prosper and align with our inner being. And then we want the energy that is associated, that is influencing the collective for the full moon in Libra, March 21st, March 20th, March 21st, 2019, and the spring equinox, how the spring equinox will affect or influence the collective. One more. All right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Full moon in Libra, spring equinox. Okay. Today, March 18th, 2019, the card coming through is the King of Swords. Mental clarity. Very clear about things. And I just talked about that. Being clear about you know, if something is for you or if it isn't. And a lot of times we hold on to things, okay? We hold on to things that we love because we love them. And we really enjoyed what they brought us at one time. But even if they brought you something at one, here he is. You're a butthead. He literally heard me starting to read the first card and was like, Mom, come on. Come on. Okay. But so the clarity that is coming with this day is, even with this cycle that we're in, that if something isn't for you, you have to be willing to let it go, even if you really, really love it. And the reason being is because that is going to open up doors for growth. We cannot continue to hold on to things just because we loved them, right? Just that's like holding on to people. You love people, but you know that it's not for you at that time, or may not be for you anymore. And continuing to hold on to those people or those situations are only going to hold you back. You have to be willing and allowing to let go of things that you love all of the time in order to continue to grow and prosper and evolve and upgrade your energy and your mind and your body. You know, for example, like I said about relationships, being able to let go of relationships or people because you know that it's, even though they may have aligned with you at some point, it is not aligned with you right now and where you want to go, and aligned with your inner being and what your inner being is asking of you right now, what your God, the God energy within you is asking of you right now. To stay aligned with yourself, you have to listen to what your inner being is saying. You have to listen to that spirit voice within you. If there is something that you know that you're really holding on to, and it may be a good thing, it may be something that brought you lots of joy, lots of happiness, lots of something, but just moving forward, it's not going to assist you the way that it used to assist you, because you have upgraded and evolved to different things. And now something else is going to come to you, but you have to remember and be comfortable enough to let go of those things first, okay? So that clarity, that mental clarity, and knowing and just allowing and processing and letting things fall out of your life and being ready to overcome anything that is like these little mountains in the back, right? These tiny, tiny little mountains on the back are just a reminder that there will always be things to overcome. And one of those things is remembering to align with yourself by not holding on to things even from yesterday. Even things from yesterday, holding on to things from yesterday are going to pull you out of alignment with who you are right now. Tuesday, March 19th, 2019, the High Priestess, and she's coming in reverse saying, hey, this is a time not to use so much of your logical mind, but to use more of your intuition. To connect to your intuition, to realign with your inner voice. In order to gain that clarity, you must connect with your intuition. Trust that inner voice. For one, this always brings up for me to not listen to a lot of people outside of you that day. Yes, sometimes we need guidance from others, but tomorrow's energy is saying you listen to your inner voice. What is being asked of you? What does your inner being want? What are you desiring? And not even just your ego, because what is your soul desiring? What is your soul speaking to you? You have to get to this, I don't want to say have to, but getting to a point where you can differentiate what is soul self and what is ego self, and know how to put them both together and allow them to work together, right? Soul self are going to be things that are more aligned with that spiritual awareness, meditation, doing things to invoke compassion, those types of energies. Ego self are always the desires, the passion, the drive of that nature. Tomorrow is more about your soul self. If you have been very ego driven lately, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being ego driven. People have a misconception that being ego driven is a bad thing. Ego driving is how we manifest, is how we create businesses. It's how we get shit done, when we allow our ego to drive. But sometimes our ego needs to sit in the passenger seat, and tomorrow is that day. Actually, I'm feeling like all week is where the ego needs to be in the passenger seat, and allowing your soul really to be the guide more so than every day. Because of course our soul is guiding us always. Our inner being is guiding us always. But sometimes the ego needs to step up front and be like, okay, right now I would rather do this and really take care of myself, but I know I have a list of things to do that need to get done in order to grow my business or take care of my kids. And that's the ego that motivates you to do so. Wednesday, March 20th, 2019, the Three of Swords. So that pain and suffering, things that we have to go through. And it's going to be mental, it's going to be a lot of anxiety type energy that bring up things that you have to continue to work through, things that you're releasing. We're nearing the full moon then, the 20th and 21st. So it's going to bring up those things that you want to let go of. Make note of them. Remember to start recreating them. I started watching, and I know this has been out for a while, but I just started watching the documentary Heal, and it reminded me of how powerful our minds are, that we can literally recreate our own bodies internally by using our mind. And it takes practice. It's not like one day you wake up and you're like, I'm going to recreate my entire body within to heal myself in one day. No, it takes constant practice. If you haven't watched that, I suggest watching it, especially if you have trouble with pain or anything. And another thing too is that I was realizing that even I have been doing, accepting the fact that we are managing anxiety rather than healing it. And so I just wiped out everything I ever taught in that one webinar, thinking that we have to learn how to manage our anxiety. No, we can completely heal our anxiety from recreating our thought patterns and recreating our brain matter, literally by using our visualization and focus and meditation. And a lot of people are going to always make excuses why they can't do that. I was thinking about how taking CBD helps decrease anxiety, but we have to take it every day. So when taking it, thinking about that when you're taking it, it is actually recreating neurogenesis, meaning that we won't need to take it every day for that. It would be more of like a preventative thing, like decreasing inflammation of that nature, right? And so this pain and suffering coming through is giving you the opportunity to start recreating those thoughts and recreating that healing and moving through the healing process. It would be like reliving the pain, but it would be like recreating that entire situation that caused the pain to heal the pain within. I'm going to go so far with this soon. I could feel it. And so it's literally sitting down and thinking about what caused your pain and recreating visually that situation so that you are healing that pain rather than covering it up. My mind was reopened to things that I forgot about over the last year, and Wednesday is going to give us that, is going to bring up a lot of pain and anxiety and just things mentally, but you have to be willing to put in that work, that concentration, that focus on not just covering things up or not just desiring what it is that you want now or in the future. It's literally recreating that entire situation to benefit your growth so that when your body goes back to that painful situation, you have recreated what happened in order to physically and spiritually and energetically heal your DNA and your energy. Okay? Thursday, February, or what is this month? March 21st, 2019. The Empress. And she's coming in reverse. When I think of the Empress in reverse, I think of giving yourself some time, stepping away from the outside world and trying to do so much for them, but do more for you, right? The Empress in upright is about beauty and positivity and all those things. So this, like I said, this energy is going to carry over. I can see this is going to be a little bit associated with that full moon in Libra. So not, when you are feeling that those negative thoughts creep up and you're feeling those things creep up, you have to recreate them. You have to nurture you. Give yourself some time. And what I'm seeing is shut yourself, it's like that withdrawal. Sometimes we have to withdraw for a specific reason. Rather than doing something for everybody on Wednesday and Thursday, do more for you. Even if you have to change your schedule around, there are no reasons or no excuses that you can make. You can make anything happen as long as you want it to happen. So taking that time to really give back to yourself between those 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, aligning with who you are. You've had some clarity, right? Today, things are probably popping up as I'm talking and you're like, oh, I want this, I desire that, I like to feel this way, and this and this. So giving yourself time to let go of things that are in your way and recreate what it is so that you can heal yourself from the inside out. I've realized how much this spiritual community has gone to a space of propaganda and trend than actual healing. And it's not from a judgment space. It's just from a space of observing and noticing and seeing the things that have become popular or trendy in the spiritual community. You have got to be the one to notice it in yourself. And stop taking advice from things or people or situations that are more serving a propaganda rather than the actual healing. It has been so popular to just listen to somebody, even myself, right? Oh, what is she posting for the rising reading? Because I know I need that. No, what about you taking time for yourself and actually listening to your own inner being? Or astrology is like soaring right now, which is awesome because it's great, but people are really leaning too much on somebody else rather than just utilizing that as tools and not utilizing themselves and the tools that they have within their mind, their meditation, their breath work, right? Even I today was like in meditation and I said, I need to clear out this space. I will be doing another raffle and it's going to have a box of spiritual tools, fucking a lot of crystals, that's for damn sure. A lot of spiritual tools that I don't use because I don't need them. I need to connect with I love to connect with my ancestors and the Orishas, and I have what I need for that. I work with crystals because I love crystals, but I don't need hundreds and hundreds. Things of that nature. And this spiritual community has gotten really out of hand, especially mostly on the internet, because it's very easy to do so, of things that you think you need in order to heal. Actually, you don't actually need any of these things. These are tools to amplify what you are already doing within yourself. If you're leaning on these tools and not using your mind and your breath and your inner being to guide you, then you're doing nothing more than what the pharmaceutical companies are doing by giving people pills to heal them when they're not really heal them. You need to spend more time with you and your healing and less worrying about the tools that you need to heal, less worrying about what the astrology chart says, because yes, it's going to tell you how to work through it, but if you don't even know who you are or what you're doing or how to align with your inner being, none of that fucking matters whatsoever. And I have been really observing this for quite some time, and I was finally like, this is it. Like, there's a time where, people, it's fun at a moment, right? And even the I need to vibrate higher, I need to do this, that, like, you need to know who the fuck you are right now. You need to align with your inner being right now. It's not, I need to vibrate higher every second, I need to do this every second, I need to be the highest vibe. No, it's, you need to align with yourself. You need to nurture yourself. Another thing too, and I saw somebody post this, that those who are spiritual practitioners, I love this so fucking much. And I wasn't agreeing with everything, but I aligned with some of what she said. I can't remember her name. This spiritual community has gotten so, there's a time and place where you remove yourself from negative situations when you need to heal something. But then there's also a time and place where it doesn't matter where or what or who you're with, you're in alignment with yourself and nobody's gonna fuck with you, okay? There's this place, and I see this spiritual community is getting very fucking judgy. Very fucking judgy. And this is why it's like a pseudo spirituality. And it's getting a little bit ridiculous, where people won't go places or do things because they don't want to be around low vibrational people. If you are spiritually aligned with who the fuck you are, the reason why you go to those places is because you will connect with somebody who needed you. And not putting yourself in that space is basically not doing the God's work that you thought that you were doing. And there are so many spiritual healers or whatever that are like, oh, don't go to those places, blah, 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 blah. This girl was talking about the bar, right? That how many spiritual healers are going to end up in the bar? Probably none at this point, because people are, they're being so judgy about things that where people, places, and things are like, oh, I can't go to that lower vibrational place. Like, I'll never. No, that's a fucking judgy, stuck up fucking. You're not a spiritual healer. I'm sorry. If you say that to yourself, you are not a spiritual healer, and you need to go check your fucking ego, because you're not doing God's work. You're being a fucking stuck up, get your head out your ass person who thinks you're vibrating higher when really you're just putting yourself above people. Okay? So this has got to stop. In order, you know, stop clinging to things just because it's labeled spiritual. Stop doing that shit. This Empress card is saying there's a lot of association where you need to come back to you and stop grabbing for shit outside of you. Stop putting yourself above people. Have more compassion and nurturing for all. Not just yourself, but all. But in order to do that, you need to take care of you first. And so these next couple of days, especially Wednesday and Thursday, it's not because you can't, it's not because you don't want to be around low vibrational people. It's because you know that you're going to need more time to reconnect with you before you can help others. This is the difference. There are times where you may need 4 or 5 months to remove yourself from specific situations or people or areas. And it's not because they're lower vibrational. It's because you need more time for you. So stop saying that it's because you don't want to be from these lower vibrational people or this, that, or this. Like my family, I was victim of that because I was allowing too many pseudo spiritual healers, even though I myself am a spiritual healer and probably never energetically connected to what they said, but they had bigger voices. Their voices are never going to be bigger than mine. Bigger voices on certain things, and the community flocked to them. So I did, because I forgot who I was for a second. And I spent a week with my family who I once considered low vibrational and had the best time of my fucking life. Because we forget that the reason we make people lower vibrational, it's because you are not emotionally or mentally or physically your stamina is not high enough to handle those things. So you can say that it's just that you're not ready, but you don't have to keep labeling people lower vibrational or less than, because when you say lower vibrational, you are saying less than, just so you know. So take care of you so that you can work up the energy and the mental stamina and the emotional stamina to take care of others, because that's why the fuck we're here. We are here to heal ourselves so that we can heal the rest. We are here to awaken ourselves so that we can pass on that knowledge. But if you're spending too much time trying to run away from people that are lower vibrational rather than heal yourself so that you can go into a situation where things are not as aligned with spirit as you would like to be, then you can give them the energy that is not being seen in that space. Friday. I love this card. Friday, March 22nd, 2019, the Tower card. How perfectly aligned for the full moon to say get rid of shit that is no longer serving you. Everybody gets so freaked out about this card. I literally have gotten to this point in my life where I'm like, please take it all. Take every fucking thing that's not for me and it's not helping me grow, because I don't want it here, you know? And so this is what this energy is saying. It's so plain and simple that and this is external because it's upright. So it means external. External environment will start disintegrating and demolishing for a beneficial reason. So don't be holding on to the things that are not serving you, because it's allowing yourself to let go of things that are no longer serving your evolution and who you are today, not who you are yesterday. I already forgot what day. March 23rd, 2019, the Temperance card. Restoring balance. When I think of the Temperance, I think of balance. And this is why, because the Temperance, the guy is, or the female or male, whatever it is pouring one cup into the other. So this is what this energy is. this week, and I knew that this week was going to be like this. This week is a lot about you and what you need and giving back to yourself and rejuvenating your energy as we're nearing spring, which is the 21st, I think. I didn't even look. We're nearing spring equinox. The retrograde is over next week. All of these things and giving yourself time to rejuvenate. I actually ended up not booking people this week for a reason, and I knew, I'm like, okay, it's going to be about rejuvenating myself, giving more time to myself. So it's pouring back in your cup, right? It's rebalancing yourself so that you can do the work that you were put here to do. Whether it's selling cars, whether it's building houses, whatever it is. If you give too much to others without giving back to you, you're going to see that you are going to find yourself out of alignment with who you are, and you're going to be upset and frustrated with everyone around you when really it's because you're not filling up your own space. So this is about giving that balance, feeding back into your own cup. I kind of look at it like he's pouring the water back into his cup when it's upside down, right? Rather than it going into the cup below. So the temperance, it's like realigning with you right now in this week is really going to be that energy. And the last card, it is the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands in upright, it talks about putting in the work, but it's not quite done yet. And so this is what I'm feeling from this card is you need to give yourself a break to recuperate before you're finishing things. You're going to notice, this is also what I'm saying, that you're going to notice that there are things that you need to finish that you haven't finished. And it's because you haven't been filling yourself up enough to even get that energy and motivate yourself. So remotivating yourself to finish those projects before you move on to other things. Remember, the Mercury retrograde does this for a reason, so that you have time and energy to clear and work through things and heal yourself and realign yourself. This week, this is like the conclusion of this week. It's like really settling in to what it is that you need to finish at this time, rather than trying to recreate new things or moving on or keep popping out ideas. What about the ones that you've already started? Unless they are not for you anymore and you know that you're not aligning with them, then yes, you can close that door. But if you're not ready to close that door, you need to align and finish with what it is that you needed to finish. Even if it's, you know, closing a door on a relationship or whatever it is, close those doors and finish those things, because you're delaying your own process by keep trying to move forward with shit hanging in the back. Okay, that's the forecast for this week, okay? Now, the full moon in Libra. Wow, okay. So, we have all the cards are reversed. We have the 5 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, the Lover card, and the 6 of Wands, okay? This is a lot, like I said, we already knew because it was basically symbolized through here. Giving that nurturing back to yourself, recreating the positivity, moving through the pain and the suffering, and knowing that you're growing from it, knowing how to recreate it, knowing that you're not here to suffer. Another thing too is this that I noticed. A lot of people like to hold on to their pain as a badge of honor. Your pain is not a badge of honor. The more that you wear your pain like a badge of honor, the less likely you are to evolve and to actually heal from that space. Okay? So this has been saying, this energy here with all of these cards is saying, the spaces that you have been moving through, that pain, that suffering, it is time to move on from that. You are seeing the breakthrough energy from that space, right? It's moving on from that, from the pain and the suffering. It's seeing the light from that situation. The balance. This is like time management. So it's learning how to manage your time in a constructive way, finding the best way to time manage so that you're giving back to you, that you're actually doing the healing work that you need to do so that you can help others with compassion and understanding, rather than just doing things blindly because you want to vibrate higher or of whatever it is. You're finding the time management. You're doing the things that you need to do so that you can take care of yourself, fill up your own cup, put back into your work, put back into your family, put back into you, put back into your home. But you need to learn how to manage your time and stop making excuses for why you can't take time to heal yourself. And it's literally healing yourself, okay? It's not covering up a Band-Aid. It's taking the time to do the real healing. The Lovers card in reverse, disharmony, that space of disharmony. And this card is usually like being recognized for the things that you're doing. So it's recognizing yourself. This week is going to be a lot about self. We know Libras, right? They love themselves. They love to be the boss. They love to hear themselves. Think of Cardi B. Harness that energy. Spend time with yourself. Be that person that wears your own crown. Heal yourself, but not put yourself above people. Know that you're doing this work because you're here to assist others in any way. It doesn't have to be through tarot. It doesn't have to be through spirituality. It could be that you really want to be a teacher because you know that you have things for the students that other people may not offer. It's of that nature. It could be selling houses because you know you're going to make that situation for people to buy their own house more comfortable than it would if they had somebody who wasn't in alignment with themselves. It is that. Okay? So this full moon is really about recharging your energy. Literally, we know we put crystals in the moon to charge them up. This is what it is for you. It is letting go of things that are no longer serving, which we know that is very normal with a full moon. But this is more so because we're ending this retrograde next week. The shadow period goes all the way to the 16th, but we're starting spring equinox, shaking and letting go of things that you don't want to bring into spring to bloom. What do you want to throw out? What needs to be discarded so that you can bloom in the way that you're meant to bloom, so that you can live your full purpose here the way that you were meant to live it, and help others the way that you were meant to help them. People are this is another thing too. Everybody wants to be a spiritual healer today. Everybody's like, I have a spiritual healing purpose. I have a spiritual healing purpose. And everybody might, but it's also the fad thing to do. At one point, I was recently, I was like, I'm just not going to be a spiritual healer anymore. Not that because everybody's doing it. It's because maybe it wasn't my purpose. And God was like, no, bitch, it's fucking your purpose. So, but remember that your purpose may be something else, but you have to listen to your inner being and stop letting your ego tell you what it wants and listen to what you need. Because if you're going to keep reaching for things that are not for you, you're going to keep feeling out of line with who you are. Your purpose may be to rebuild forests. Your purpose may be to create shoes. Whatever the fuck it is, own it. You don't have to be like somebody else. You have to be like yourself. You have to be aligned with yourself. Everybody, like I said, the spiritual community is propaganda right now. And so everybody wants to be a witch. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do that. If it's not meant for you, it's going to feel more forced than anything. And trying to force yourself to be something that you weren't meant for, rather than listening to your inner being and align with what is meant for you. When you do things that are meant for you, it comes with ease. It comes naturally. It comes with joy. It comes with bliss. You can have a spiritual practice and still be a builder. You get what I'm saying? And carry your spiritual practice into your building or into your whatever. Okay? So this is realigning with who you are, letting go of the things. This is a lot of clarity this week. Really clearing space, really finding that time management, recognizing yourself for your purpose. Not because somebody told you something. People are going to tell you shit for your whole fucking life. But unless your inner being connects with it, then it is not meant for you. People could say, oh, somebody told me I should be a shoemaker. Like 5 people told me I should be a shoemaker. And then you ask them, did you ever think about being a shoemaker? No, because I don't really like to be shoes. But everybody told me I should be a shoemaker. That's listening to somebody outside of you. What about listening to what your inner being? And then you ask them, what does your inner being say? Well, my inner being says I should be a trail master. Then listen to your inner being. Stop listening to what the fuck everybody else is telling you. Recognize your strength. Recognize what is for you and what isn't. Trust the process. Choose the light inside of you. Know that you don't have to suffer any longer when you choose to align with who you are and what you're doing and what you were meant for. Not what was meant for somebody else. What is meant for you is meant for you. This is why the ego will suffer this week, because the ego is not going to be happy when you say that is meant for me and the ego wanted it. Sometimes you have to tell your ego, no, ego, just because you want something doesn't mean it's meant for you. It doesn't mean that it's going to help you evolve. If you want to evolve, you need to listen to your inner being. Do you know how many times I try to run away from doing this work? I tried last week, and here I am. Listen to your inner being. Your inner being will guide you where you're supposed to be. Spring equinox. The death card. The death card coming in reverse sometimes is associated with holding on to things that are not serving you. It is wanting to hold on to things. So it's allowing this, you need to step into a space of allowance of allowing things to finish dying out in your life so that you can bloom the way that you need to bloom. And think about this energy, all of this reading are like between like 3 days of each other. So it's going to be very similar energy that's overlapping. This is like spending too much. Spending too much time, spending too much money, spending too much energy outside of you, and also noticing that you're doing so that you can change it around and start harnessing the energy that you need to harness so that you can take care of yourself and others without frustration. It's not spending too much money. Are you spending too much money on things that are unnecessary, like buying 5,000 crystals when you don't even meditate? Shit like that. So stop spending your money on shit that you don't fucking need. Stop spending your energy on shit that you don't fucking need. Stop spending your time on shit that you don't fucking need. This is time for you to call out you. This whole week, this midweek and on, for like till like Sunday, is really about you calling out yourself for what is necessary and holding yourself accountable and not being like, oh, no, it's fine. No, bitch, you need to call yourself out on what you need to call yourself out on. If you're like, all right, I have been spending too much money. I'll be honest, I've been spending way too much. I spend so much fucking money in Florida. I was like, I don't even want to spend another penny. Literally. But then I didn't want to have a fear. So it's about budget, right? Time management, budgeting your money, budgeting your energy, budgeting your time. Not giving your time away more than you need to, not giving your energy away more than you need to, not giving anything more away than you need to. And learning how to save and utilize and not drain yourself, not drain your bank, not drain your energy so that you always have more than enough. It's not a space from fear. It's a space of filling yourself up and just knowing how much you can give, how much you can spend, how much you can do without draining yourself. This is how you know you. When you know who you are and what you're doing, and this is getting to know yourself. This is why self-awareness is so important. So you know, okay, do I really need that? No. Do I really need to go there? No. What do I really want to do? I really want to sit with myself. I really want to meditate more. I really want to save some money. I really want to spend a few days with me before I start giving back to others. Things of that nature. Know what you can give. Know what you need to save. Okay? My hands are sweating. So I will be putting up the raffle. It will be $5. Okay, let me just talk about a few things also. If you are trying to book a session or a reading for next week, because I'm opening up sessions and readings next week, please follow the directions. It is extremely frustrating trying to deal with adults that do not follow directions, which I know I don't follow directions all the time, but they are listed on my website on how to purchase and book your session or reading. I will be opening up Reiki. If you're local, you can come see me at my house, and I'm going to have limited spots for Reiki. So I will let you know when those open. I'll probably put something on the website today or tomorrow. The raffle will be $5. Actually, Spirit just told me $7. So the raffle will be $7 per ticket. And it's going to be a ton of crystals. I'll post pictures of what's going to be up there. I don't know how long it's going to go. So until I say stop, because I just want to get rid of some things, and maybe some people want some things that I have, and tools and crystals and things of nature that I just have been collecting because I've been a spiritual hoarder, which I don't need to be. I have everything that I need within me and around me. So Yes, so I will post that up. It will be $7. You'll be sending your info, name and last name with how many tickets you purchased and your email. That if you do not send those exact things, you will not be entered in the raffle. The Academy is sold out. If you purchase the Academy, I will be emailing you soon. Thought Cloud, I forgot to share about that. While we're working on actually healing and utilizing tools to heal rather than cover things up, Thought Cloud CBD, they extended their sale, so you still have time to purchase Thought Cloud CBD at 70% off and utilize the code SOUL to save an additional percentage, and it's till the 20th now, which is pretty awesome. And if you know that I am also a skincare owner, I own a Healthy Skincare, we have been having so many amazing positive results with people purchasing our skincare and using, I just got chills. So keep rolling it in, keep sharing your reviews and everything of that nature, because yeah, this is like one of my favorite things, is to see how things I'm doing is helping other people. So with that being said, I love you all. Thank you, God, for bringing through this energy. Thank you to my divine team. Ego, I'm asking you to step back in. Yes, I hope sending everybody love. I hope your day goes exactly the way it needs to go for you to grow and evolve.